Good day, riders. We are looking at the overall Florida trip map and on a special journey back home today, starting with Venice and up into St. Pete's for some motorbike repairs and maintenance. It's pre-dawn in Venice. We'll tiptoe out of the villa, see if we can find our way onto I-75 northbound, hooking up to the 275 for the St. Peter route. We are looking to get both front and rear new tires and an oil change on the road. This was all planned, but found it somewhat difficult to do it on the fly on the road. So, word to the wise is, if you are planning road trips, take it a step farther and find the service station and the parts that you'll need in advance, based on the location that you think you're going to have the repair or maintenance done at. So I was hoping to have it done in Venice here, but there are no shops that could accommodate or no tires in town. So St. Pete's, we will go to a a Victory dealership. Well, not anymore, since Victory has went out of business, but they used to sell Victories and are familiar with the motorcycle. Have the semi-synthetic grade of oil that I'm looking for this wet clutch that, at least from all internet discussion, is somewhat sensitive, and you get to pick the right oil. So I'm not taking any chances. We did get a few extra miles out of the tires, so that's good. There's a fellow biker behind us, heading off to work, I suppose. And the sun is coming out. We will once again resume our riding style of crowding the line and maintaining a speed that hovers around the speed limit. The virtual speed will again be 300 miles per hour. We'll be primarily looking at the rear camera view, which is the main screen now. The upper right camera is the front camera. It is running at a 1080. And the main screen rear camera runs at 720, both 25 frames per second. The weather looks pretty good for riding motorcycle. A little bit cool. You'll stay hydrated a little bit longer, not excessive heat. Nice zip move there. You can see the advantage of crowding that line. Just a simple check for clearance and signaling, and just sweep it into the lane you're going. You own that lane now, and then get back to where you need to be. Traffic seems sparse, and the front camera, top right, doesn't do so well in the dim lighting. It's a little blurry, but once the sun starts showing a little bit more, that'll clear up. We have talked throughout these videos about you being the expert of your life, and qualified expert. And I guess the bottom line of that gets to life is about what you experience, and life is about experiencing. If your quest is for knowledge, then go for it. But at some point you're going to have to do something with that knowledge. You're going to have to put it in the experiential range and actually utilize it and use it. So at some point, you're going to have to experience. You're going to have to get out there and see what God has in store for you. I hope you choose to do that every moment and you achieve much success in that endeavor. So we also spoke in the earlier videos about using other vehicles to assist you in determining what's going on around you. You can see the headlights on, so it means that other travelers have determined that it's somewhat dark out. So it just gives you an indication. Now, there's always an exception to the rule. You saw it back there with the Jeep. Nice move, nice zip in there. That was a crossover lane zip, just fine. But these Florida travelers, they like to go. There's your Huckleberry right there coming up, top screen left. But they like to travel in that passing lane for some reason. So there tends to be backups and clusters due to their habit. I may go as far as to say inconsideration, but who am I to say? So we are coming up to a possible toll area. I'm not exactly experienced at it or sure how it'll work. It's a little bit more difficult from the motorcycle. There's no coin tray I can reach into, so I may have to pull over and see if I can set that up for a quick exchange. While I scrounge for toll fare, here's one from the O'Neill brothers, titled one. Hope you enjoy. So we are officially in St. Peter, Florida. Another town named St. Peter we went through in southern Minnesota on the 169. We're looking for the dealership to get an oil change, and then moving on to another motorcycle shop to get the tires. Hoping to get out of the Tampa St. Pete area by 10 o'clock. But I'm telling you, it didn't work out that way. Ended up being 2 o'clock. And so there was a major delay. We weren't able to get up into Georgia as far as I had hoped, but we'll just make the best of it. Better to have good tires and the oil change than to make time and have a breakdown or a flat. I'm not sure what demographics will be in the area of St. Pete, so we'll have to check that out. It is still fairly early in the morning, 7 o'clock. You can see the vibrations from the front camera, which is now main screen. We've slowed down, and so the camera should not be shaking as much, so we'll take advantage of that. Relying on a GPS to tell us where to go. And from a old curmudgeon like me, I'm just getting used to them and finding them very useful. Somewhat frustrating at times. And we are coming upon the dealership. It's around this area. Let's travel through here. Here it is. So this is where we'll get the oil change. They're not open yet. Oh, so they are open now, though. You were looking at a Hayabusa from one of the mechanics, and a little Motar, another mechanic's, and the ride you were on. So off we go. See if we can find some donuts and coffee. I think that still shot was chronologically out of place. We haven't had the oil change yet, but that Hayabusa was a thing to behold. He had every piece of custom Hayabusa. Now here's where I pulled over under that canopy to kind of rebound, find a coffee shop nearby. And lo and behold, the St. Pete's police showed up and asked me for identification and what I was doing there, and we got into it a little bit. Here's our donut and coffee.